Section 3.2, solving equations having like terms and parentheses. Okay, so we're going to take it up a notch. Now the thing you want to remember is that an equation is really just two expressions separated by an equal sign. So what that means here is this is the expression. If I could cover up the equal 6, 2 parentheses s plus 1 is just an expression. Then on the other side we just have a 6. So what we want to do first, before we solve, the directions here tell us we're going to use the distributive property, and that's true, but let's just see how to solve them in general, and that'll help us for all cases, not just these three. So we want to look at the left, and we want to recognize that it's an expression, 2 times the quantity of s plus 1. So I just want to simplify the expression. Now to do that, as the directions say, we're going to distribute. So we're going to get 2s plus 2. Now I look to see, can that be simplified any further? Are there any like terms? Is there anything I can combine? And there's not. So once I get done with that, then I go to the right side. Is there anything that can be simplified over here? No, it's just a 6. So now I have my equation and I'm ready to solve. It's a two-step equation, so we've broken it down into something we understand. I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. 2s then comes down. 6 minus 2 is 4. The inverse is to divide, so I get s equal to 2. And as always, you can substitute that back in to make sure you have it correct. All right, letter B. We know that the left side is an expression. To simplify it, I'm going to distribute and get negative 2x plus negative 14 equal to 16. I wrote that equal to 16 in because there's nothing more that can be simplified here. These are not like terms, so we're ready to start solving. To get rid of that negative 14, I'm going to add 14 to both sides. Negative 2x comes down. Those cancel, and I get 30. These are being multiplied, so the inverse is to divide. And I get x equal to negative 15. Letter C, I want to simplify the left side, so I do that by distributing. I get negative 24 minus negative 3 times 4x is negative 12x. Now the only simplifying I can still do here is that I have minus and negative. That's not good math. We want to write that as plus a positive, but really that's just one big positive. So I have negative 24 plus 12x equal to 12. I'm going to get rid of this negative 24 by adding 24 to both sides. I have 12x equal to 36. Divide by 12, x equals 3. Let's try a few more of those that involve distributing. Okay. My wire was in the way. All right, letter A. So I'm going to distribute, and I'm going to get 3x plus 6 is equal to 18. Subtract 6 on both sides. 3x is equal to 12. Then I'm going to divide to get x by itself. X equals 4. Letter B. I'm going to distribute to simplify the left side. 22 minus 8x equals 38. Subtract 22 on both sides. Negative 8x comes down. Over here, I get 16. Divide by negative 8, divide by negative 8, x equals negative 2. Letter C, I'm going to distribute this negative 3 in and get negative 3x. Minus comes down because that's the operation in the parentheses. And then negative 3 times 7 is negative 21, equal to 51. Now I have minus and negative, so I don't want that. That's really the same as plus a positive, or one big plus. Okay, so negative 3x plus 21, I'm going to add 3x to both sides. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not right. I'm going to get rid of this 21. I want to subtract 21 on both sides. My mistake. When I subtract those, the negative 3x comes down. 51 minus 21 is 30. These are being multiplied, so I do the inverse and I divide. X equals negative 10. Okay, I'm going to bypass these three and move on to the next page so we can practice some other ones. All right, now the oh my, wrong button. We'll get right back on track here. There we go. Solve the following equations by combining like terms. Okay, so I want to combine like terms. So really, we're going to do the same process we just thought through. I look at my left side. Is there any simplification that can be done? Well, if I want, I can make that plus a negative, but the first step is to look for distributing, which I don't have. Then the second step is combining like terms, which I can do. 3n, 2n is 5n. So 5n minus 40 equals 15. I'm ready to solve because we've broken it down into a two-step problem. Add 40 to both sides, and 5n comes down. On the right side I get 55. Divide by 5, divide by 5, n is equal to 11. Letter B, are there any like terms? Well, there are, 13t and 10t. This is 13t, this is a negative 7. If it helps you to make it plus a negative, do that. And that's a negative 10. It might help you to write that by doing plus and negative. If you don't, it's okay because subtraction is the same thing. So maybe you would have seen minus sign in front of the 10t, and hopefully you remember that was negative also. So we have 13t minus 10t, or 13t plus a negative 10t. Regardless, 13 minus 10 is going to give me 3. So 3t plus negative 7 is equal to 2. I'm then going to add 7 on both sides. My 7's cancel, 3t comes down, 2 plus 7 is 9. The inverse is to divide. I get t equal to 3. Letter C, 21, nothing can be done there, that's all by itself, but on this right side some things can be combined. 4x minus 9 minus x. We have a 4x minus x, it's going to give me 3x minus 9. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. I get 30 equal to 3x. Divide by 3, and x equals 10. Scroll on down. We have a few more to look at, only a few. Combining like terms, 5 and minus 4 is just 1, so 1 plus 2x equals 19. I'm going to subtract 1 on both sides. 2x equals 18. Divide by 2, divide by 2, x equals 9. I'm going through these kind of fast because we've been doing two-step equations. When we get to that step, that's a two-step equation, so we've done those quite a bit now. But if you need help, go back to those lessons so you can review those in more spread out and explained terms. But on letter B, we want to first, our focus on this lesson is to see if there's any like terms that can be combined. 3n and 2n can. I get 5n minus 40, and I believe we actually did something very similar to this one up above. I'm going to add my 40 because that was a minus 40. So 5n comes down, and on the right side I have 55. 5 is being multiplied by n, so I do the inverse and divide. N equals 11. And just for good measure, it looks like that's the same problem. So hopefully you got the right answer both times. 2d plus 24 plus 3d equals 84. I'm going to add 2d and 3d and get 5d plus 24 is equal to 84. Subtract 24 on both sides. I get 5d equal to 60. Divide by 5, divide by 5, d equals 12. All right, now to set up these last two, find the value of x for the given figure. They're telling me the perimeter is 29 units. Perimeter means you add up all the sides. So you would set it up by doing 7 plus x plus 2. I added this side plus this side plus this side, and then set it equal to 29. And then we could solve from there. I'm just going to set them up though. In letter B, same concept. We have the shape. It's a rectangle, so that means this is going to be 2x minus 5, and this is going to be x because they're the opposite sides. They're telling me the perimeter is 38, so when I add everything up, it should equal to 38. So I'm going to do x plus 2x minus 5 plus x plus 2x minus 5. Now an easier way to do it, instead of all these terms, would be to say, all right, we have x and x, so I have two of those, so 2 times x, plus we have 2x minus 5, 2x minus 5, so just write that like that. 2 times 2x minus 5 equal to 38. That is going to involve a little distributing, but looks a lot nicer than all of these terms. Okay? All right, good job, guys.